I am your host, FatDag, and you're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Here we are, episode 92 of WhysAdvice. I got to give you a quick little update. A couple things is real soon. I got an email from the developer today. The WhysAdvice app that's in the App Store, that's in the Google Play Store, you will see an update in the next, handful of days. I'm not sure exactly which day it gets released, but you'll see an update real soon. That update is huge. It gives you a couple things. The first thing it does, it tells you the show length on the front screen, so you know how long each show is going to be. But the really big update is you can comment on each episode inside the app, and you can interact with each other inside the app. So that's going to be huge. I can't wait for that release to hit the air. It's already been approved, already been out there. It's just waiting for the stores to catch up and get it published. So when you see the updated app, go ahead and get the app downloaded, and then you can again interact with the episode. And you can go all the way back to the beginning and add comments to the previous shows if you want to do that. While you're out there, I'd always appreciate if you go into iTunes or you go into Google Play Store, leave a review. A handful of you have already done that. And the only reason I ask you to do that is that as new people come to the show, you're going to hear in a second as we go through the show, a lot of people don't even know what the show's about. They don't know why they need it. Your reviews, when they finally get to that store, they read them and go, okay, I'm willing to give this a shot. So I'd appreciate any reviews that you give out there for that reason and that reason alone. And lastly, when you shoot me an email at onair@fatdag.com, I'll be honest with you, it takes me 3 to 4 weeks to get it to the air. So what happens, it'll let you know what my workflow is. Emails come in. Every night I go into the inbox. I kind of read through what's there. I skim them, with a heavy skim to check for content, knowing that it's going to take me 3 weeks to move it. I move it to a folder. It's either going to be in a 5% folder, a 10% folder, a lifetime folder, a Y folder. I move it to different places depending on what I want to do and group them by content. And then I wait until I get to the point where I need that episode worked into the show. And I go, but it takes me 3 to 4 weeks. And the beauty of that is that's 3 weeks for you. From the time you hit send to the time you see it on the air, it's going to take about 3 weeks. And those 3 weeks, you should stay extra motivated because when your episode hits the air, you're going to want to make sure that what you wrote is still true. So keep up with that. You guys are doing a fantastic job shooting me email because that's what keeps this show going is the email. So very appreciative of that. When I do use your email on the air, what I do is I'll send out an email that evening or the evening before saying, hey, you're going to be on show 92. You're going to be on show 93, whatever episode you're going to be on, so that I send you the link on how to find it and that. I want to tell you real quick, I did that the other day, and I got a response back that I really wasn't expecting. And so same thing, I read the email, and I said, hey, this is a great email. I put it on the show, and it's one of the previous episodes. I'm not going to go through the detail. And I let the person know, hey, you're on the air on episode whatever. The email I got back, it said, well, hey, Mike, thank you for your email, but, we're not following the plan. Life has gotten tragic for us. We lost another family member, and in the email it goes on to more detail that I'm going to share here. But multiple family members from the same family, completely unexpected, passing away, and I get it, and so that's something you can't plan on, and so you can hear in the email, that life is just. Right now is we're in survival mode. And as I talk about in the show, grief is absolutely, it's one of those things that happens to all of us, and we have to figure out how to work it into the plan. But there's a point where we really just don't. And what I want you to do is at some point you're going to get back to a new normal. It's certainly not now. You need to take the necessary time to rebuild your life and take the necessary time to get back to whatever new normal is for you and your family. And the term that I always use is do your best. And when I say do your best, I don't mean do better than you did the day before. I see a lot of motivational quotes on the internet that says, do better today than you did yesterday. Well, at some point, that's just not possible. At some point, the circumstances of today change so drastically that my best today may be just waking up. And my best today may be just struggling to get through the day. So when I say do your best, I say do your best based on the circumstances of what you are faced with today and build on that every single day to improve what's going on. And again, at some point, life gets back to a new normal for you. Not back to normal. It's now your life has been completely redefined. And so when I get emails like that, and I'll be honest with you, I've gotten a couple similar ones like that. And it really it tugs at my heart, and but I want you to know that that's part of this journey, as part of life, and we all we have to figure out how to move forward from there. But now may not be the time, right? You at this point take the necessary time to stay in survival mode, and at some point when you start going, okay, now we've got a handle on, we've got this. That's when you reintroduce back. You go back to what you know works, and you continue doing that. So just want to touch base on that real quick. I'll open the show with Erin out of Northwest Indiana. She writes, "Hi, FatDag. Thank you for taking the time to put together a podcast. I certainly enjoy it, and it's something that helps me in my day-to-day focus. I started Weight Watchers in June for the fourth or fifth time because my doctor, who is a lifetime member, suggested I give it another go. I wanted to write and tell you about my why because it's one I don't see posted about very often. I hear many people talking about how their kids are their why and that they want to be healthy and enjoy a long life with their kids. My why is also my kids, with one big difference. My kids don't exist yet. I'm 32 years old. I've known for years that because of some medical issues, having children might not be easy for me. And I knew that my weight was part of the problem. It turns out that weight can cause, or at least be a contributing factor in infertility. I went to my doctor in early June. I weighed 215 pounds when I stepped on the scale. My doctor looked at me in the eye and told me that if I want to have children, then I have to get serious about losing weight. She challenged me to try Weight Watchers for 3 months. I signed up for 6. I'm in month 1. I saw my doctor again yesterday. I was actually excited to step on the scale. I'm now down 11 pounds, and my doctor was very pleased. It's exciting to think that in 3 months, when I go for my next appointment, the number on the scale will be even lower. I'm very hopeful that losing this weight will mean that my body can get back to its normal functions and my husband and I will be able to conceive. And after I have the kids, then my why will be to live a healthy example for them. I hope to be able to email you again long for now with a happy announcement in addition to even more weight loss. Wishing you great focus in Northwest Indiana, Erin." Erin, that is absolutely a fantastic why for you. And I think that's going to be super motivating and going to keep you exactly where you need to be. I want to give a shout out to your doc because, a couple times I've mentioned docs on the show and I get some funny emails regarding, the doctor's roles and we all agree, right? Your doctor's supposed to let you know what's going on. That's why you go see them. And the fact that your doctor, who is a lifetime member, is setting an excellent example of what the program's supposed to be. So shout out to your doc for sure for making Lifetime. That's an incredible journey. And then 2, for plugging a program that works for her and giving you the motivation and encouragement to try it. A lot of us can relate. 4th or 5th time. That's how we do it. Sometimes it takes us a while to figure out what's going on. You're in well into month 1, down 11 pounds, which means you understand how the program works. You're working the program completely on track. Down 11 pounds. That means you're focused. I'm proud to see that. You don't lose 11 pounds by accident. You don't wake up one morning down 11 pounds and not know how it happened. For the month that you've been following the program, you've been focused. You've been disciplined. You know why you're doing this, and that why is working for you to get you in the right track. Now, what I want you to do is one thing real quick. I actually don't want you to focus on losing weight. I don't really want you to lose any weight. What I want you to do is I want you to focus on making fitness and food choices, healthy food choices, part of your daily lifestyle. If you commit now to changing your focus to being healthy with food and fitness, your body will make the adjustment it needs so that you can be healthy. Once you become healthy, as your body adjusts, the weight will come off at that point. So yes, this is a weight loss journey, but it's more of an exploration of being healthy and fit, and then the body absolutely adjusts at that point. So keep up the great work. Lastly, I will always caution you when I see these words come through in an email, I'm always going to point them out. But you say you hope to be able to email again. Well, I want you to go more than just hope, right? Hope is not a plan. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is you saying, well, whatever happens to me, happens to me. I want you to be deliberate, and what comes your way is because of your hard work, your focus, and your dedication. So don't hope, go do. You absolutely can do it. Out of New Jersey, Janet writes in out of New Jersey. She says, hi, Mike. I just wanted to say hi and tell you a little bit about my journey. I started Weight Watchers again on September 5th, 2015. It's funny how we all remember the date. It was my 5th time, but something just clicked this time. Well, with having a couple of medical problems, gallbladder surgery and shingles, I am still plugging away. I'm 55 years old and I've lost 116 pounds. Yes, there were many struggles and hiccups, but I never gave up. And I will never give up. This is my journey and it has become my lifestyle. I've been following you on Connect for almost a year and I love your attitude about life. Today, I also discovered your podcast and I'm hooked. I listened to the first 8 episodes and today while I was at the gym. You were my wingman while walking 40 minutes on the treadmill and 30 minutes on the bike. I'm actually looking forward to the gym tomorrow to listen some more. Well, that is my story. 9 more pounds to goal, and I will reach it by the end of summer. Janet out of New Jersey. Folks, did you hear that? 55 years old, lost 116 pounds. Don't tell me the program doesn't work, right? So here's the beautiful thing is, yes, there were many struggles along the way, but I never gave up. And I never will give up, she says, because she's made it a lifestyle. That's what we talk about. When you focus on making the lifestyle change necessary, the body reacts. The body will shed the pounds necessary. In Janet's case, it sheds 116 pounds. The beautiful thing is there were many struggles along the way, but at each struggle, you learn something. And by not quitting and by not giving up, you continue to work the program and your body adjusts and you can do it. So if you're out there and you're working the program and you're feeling like you want to quit, you're feeling like it's not working, you're feeling like you're struggling, knowing that Janet right now said, yeah, I struggled. I didn't quit. I refocused and I'm down 116 pounds. So goal is absolutely possible for all of us. And Janet, so now you're 9 pounds from goal. You'll reach it by the end of the summer. Man, that's an amazing feeling. You know, that was that 125 pound weight loss to get you to goal, which is absolutely incredible. Now, I don't know where you're at in your journey. I don't know where your mind's at. The piece that I will offer to you is that goal is a feeling. You know, when you get to the point when you have those 9 pounds left to go, be open to the idea that maybe the number isn't 9. It could be more, it could be less, we don't know. But what we want you to do, we want you to get to the point where you say, you know what, I actually look good. I actually feel good. I actually do not want to lose any more weight. And when you get to that point, that's what we call goal. And that is where you're headed. You absolutely are going to get there. You don't lose 116 pounds by accident. You've done it by discipline, focus, dedication, and making a complete lifestyle adjustment. As you continue to work this for the rest of your life, your body is going to settle into a whole new number and you're going to rock it. So Janet, thank you for your email for sure. Sara writes in and says, hi, FatDag. First, thank you for your service to the country and your service to Weight Watchers community. I didn't anticipate how helpful your podcasts are, but once I started listening, I realized that your straightforward guidance and support really spoke to what I needed. Well, thank you. Second, I actually need some guidance. This is my 3rd time doing Weight Watchers over the past 10 years, and each of the past 2 times I did not make it to goal, but I made it to, I guess what you would call the good enough stage. I stopped tracking, life got super busy, and I gained it all back. Your talk on complacency really nailed this one. This time, I want to find a way to plan for failure, or to put a more positive spin on it, planning for resilience or planning for success. I don't doubt that I can lose the weight following Weight Watchers. What I'm struggling with is the belief that I can keep it off, which translates into thoughts like, I shouldn't be excited about losing 6 pounds. I'm actually going to gain it back. How can I really justify the cost and the effort? You see, I'm in the medical field in the middle of changing specialties, which means at 42 years old, I will go back into training, and that first year is a bear. A little sleep, lots of work, and I usually put my patients and my students before me to the point that I really lose the capacity to make healthy decisions for myself, and I certainly lose the time needed to act on some of those decisions, like meal planning. So my goal isn't exactly to reach goal weight, but it's to stay there for the first year. It's like a train I see coming at me, and it makes me question, why am I doing this for such a fleeting win? Can you provide some advice on how I can plan ahead enough to give me the confidence that I need to believe that all of this effort is worth it? Thank you, Sara. Well, Sara, I'll start way back at the top of your email, and thank you for your email. For one, what you wrote in your opening paragraph is very common. I get a lot of emails saying, I had no intention to listen to you. I finally plugged into an episode, and now I'm hooked. And now I can't get enough, and I'm binge listening to the podcast. So thank you for that, for sure. Continue to spread that word so that other people who are right now going, yeah, I'm not sure, they eventually find us and continue to work it. So thank you for that. Now, hey, second, you need some guidance, right? You know the program works. You've admitted it. Yeah, absolutely. You know the program works. So let's start with that as the notion. If we know this works, right? Every single person who gets to the point where you hit 5%, you hit 10%, you've proven that the program works. If you've lost any amount of weight deliberately following this program, you've proven that it works. So we have to go from, how do we go from it works to I can sustain it? And that is very difficult to do. So the episode 72, which talks about complacency, if you haven't tuned into that, go look for episode 72. That's the typical, that's the standard complacency episode. I'm going to kind of recapitalize on some of it here. But every time that I joined Weight Watchers, I was able to lose weight. Every single time. And so I got to the point where at 263 pounds, you're losing 20, 30 pounds, you look good. You feel good. You actually I started changing clothing sizes, and I didn't have any idea what my body was truly capable of the first 5 times that I joined. So when I got down to a better weight than I was, I just kind of said, yeah, I got this. I feel good. I look good. And then slowly the weight creeps back up, but it creeps up into numbers that I'm used to seeing on the scale, so they don't alarm me to the same extent as they did when I was living them. So one of the things that motivated me was I don't ever want to join again. Quitting just gets you a new join date. That's what was one of my goals, was to never, ever have to have a new join date. So I want you to focus there. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to worry about believing that you can keep this off. If you get to a true goal weight is I don't want to lose any more weight. I actually like the way I look. I like the way I feel. And I actually do not want to lose any more weight. If you get to that point, you don't have to, and you get there honestly by following the program, your lifestyle will be different. You've made healthy adjustments along the way, because that's the kind of discipline it takes to get there. And if you've completely changed your life and you've completely adopted a new, healthier lifestyle, you don't have to worry about keeping it off. Your lifestyle will keep the weight off, because you can't live and eat healthy and gain weight. It's very difficult if you continue to stay to a true healthy diet and a true healthy workout routine, regardless of how intense it is. If you're deliberate in your eating and your fitness, then your body will continue to adjust. That's the kind of the theme for the night. Now here we are. You're going into the medical field, you're switching specialties in the medical field. I understand that. I understand the stress that a career change will bring on you. Here's where I want to take that on you is the medical field. You heard earlier we had a doc who was a lifetime member who recommended recommended Weight Watchers to a patient. Can you imagine how that conversation would go if the doc was considerably overweight? Hey, you should try Weight Watchers. I'm trying it as well. Not the same answer as, hey, I'm a lifetime member. It worked. I'm able to sustain it. I'm living this lifestyle. I want you to join. It's a different conversation. So it's kind of like the old adage: you don't trust a skinny chef, right? So if you walk into the restaurant and the chef's skinny, the food's probably not good. That's kind of the joke in that world, right? So it's kind of the same thing. As you now entering into the specialty that you're entering into, you have an obligation to your patients and to your students, but more importantly to you is you have an obligation to get to this healthy lifestyle that you're going to now need to recommend to other people. You've got to, as I say, hashtag be the prize. You have to show them that, one, the program worked, which we clearly know it does, but you have to show them that you can sustain it long term, and that it's so enjoyable when you get to that true goal weight, true goal feeling, that that's something they're going to want to strive for. Now, I'll tell you in my journey what that is, what that looks like. I say a goal is a feeling. I love a mirror. Hey, if that offends you, then here we go. Those of us who are at goal, who love the way we look, who love the way we feel, we like mirrors of all shapes and sizes no matter where we go. I didn't like them before. I only started liking them now, and only because I'm like, actually, wow, I'm not afraid of these things in a store. So that's number one. And so clothing, when you get to the point where you can start picking out anything off the rack in your size and it looks good, it feels good. That's a whole different world. And I want you to, as you get to your goal weight, I want you to love yourself enough where you now take care of yourself and that you're rewarding yourself and you're writing down things that you couldn't do before that weren't possible. A great example today, we were out and went to the driving range and hitting some golf balls. And for the first time, I'm hitting the back of the net at the driving range. And I know it's because as I'm swinging the golf club, not having 91 pounds in the way to slow down this golf club made that whole journey completely different. So I took a note of that. I said, you know what? Hey, I'm going to make sure that the only reason I can hit the back of the net of this driving range is because I'm healthy and that I'm doing that. So then we walked around the store for a little bit, and every time I came to a mirror, I took a selfie with it. Maybe at some point, maybe tomorrow morning I'll post it on Connect and I'll show it, but I love the way I look. I'm at the point where I love everything about this journey. I'm not giving it back. And I want you to get to that point, and it takes a second to get there. I understand that. But what I want you to know is that as you're working the plan, once you reach your goal weight, if you're completely at that goal weight that we talk about, where it is that true goal feeling, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And when you get there, that's a feeling you don't ever want to give back. Sara, you absolutely can do this. Go take control of your journey and get it done. Angie writes in and says, "Hey, FatDag, I just want to let you know how inspirational you are to so many of us. I listen to your podcast as I walk. They help me stay motivated. I have figured out my why, and here it is. I've been overweight most of my adult life. I got tired of looking in the mirror and seeing how I looked. I don't like trying on clothes because most of the time they don't fit. I am tired of always wearing the fat clothes because most of the time they don't fit. I'm tired of wearing the fat clothes and I want to wear what is fashionable. So I joined Weight Watchers back in May of 2017. It's taken me 2 months to hit my 5%. I would go to my weekly meetings and I would only lose 0.4, 0.6, or I'd even maintain some weeks and not lose anything. I guess I was just part of the Turtle Club. Well, I finally figured out the blue dots, and I got 5 blue dots the week of June 24th. I met my fit points, and I even exceeded them. I weighed in Saturday morning and lost 2.2 pounds. That made a total of 12.6 pounds and brought me to my 5%. I just thought I would let you know. Thanks again for your inspiring podcast. Wishing you good focus, Angie." Well, Angie, here is something awesome. So, as you know, an earlier episode we talked about the Turtle Club specifically, and what I would love to do is I would love to strike that term from our records, because that term to me gives you, and I know we like to identify with something. I know we like to have an answer, but that term a lot of times allows you to even work it. It gives you justification for not following the program. There are legitimate times and terms where you're going to hit a plateau. There are legitimate times when you are going to have a slower weight loss than before. But if we're in the Turtle Club for 2 or 3 years, generally it's because we're not following the plan. And your email completely proves that. When you understood what the blue dots were, when you understood how they worked, and when you understood how to incorporate fitness into your journey, your next weigh-in was 2.2, which is a phenomenal. And at that point, you hit your 5% weight loss. So you've just proven that you can get out of the Turtle Club if you understand how the program works and you follow the program to the best of your ability. Now, I'm very proud of you for hitting your 5%. 5% is that first milestone in this journey. When you hop on, for the very first time, you join, you hop in, you're tired of how you feel, you're tired of how you look, you commit to doing this, we hand you some tools, we give you your starting weight, and we simply say, just lose 5% of your body weight. That's it. Let's start there. And so you've done that now. And what you've proven is that the tools that we've given you are working for you. You've figured out how to incorporate this into your life. Continue doing what you're doing, and then you suddenly hit 10% of your body weight. And if you hit 10% of your body weight, you can hit goal. So welcome to the goal mindset. You absolutely are there. So it's just a matter of time for you. You've hit 5%, which means you can hit 10%, which means you can hit goal. Angie, I want you to get there. Go get it done. Congratulations on your 5%. So hey, what is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on Listen Now. Send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. Email in at onair@fatdag.com. I'll get those emails as well and work them in. But that is going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus.